What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys an NFL Week 4 video for value picks on FanDuel using their salaries. This is for the main slate. We have 7 games in the early window at 1 o'clock Eastern and 4 games in the afternoon window. I'm going to the Ryder Cup this week for a bachelor party, so I'm doing this video a day or two earlier, so we still have some injuries up in the air that we'll talk about, but we have a ton of value spots, really good spots for some teams. I think we can make some really strong lineups for Sunday, and I don't think, like usual in the NFL, I don't think too much will change in terms of value plays for the middle of the week compared to when we get to Sunday. So for quarterback, let's get into things. I'm also doing a free Guru credit code in this video, as I always do with these weekly NFL videos. I'll give you that after the first couple of my plays. Just like this video and subscribe. So quarterback, if you want to spend up the top 2 guys, go for it. Depends on where you go with the rest of your lineup. I have no problems with Josh Allen against the Saints at home. That game could get ugly really fast. The Bills are projected the most points in week 4. Right now at 31.75 points. They could do some disgusting things to the Saints. The game script could fall out of Allen's hands a little bit in that second half. If they're up by, 3 scores, he won't really be throwing or scoring the ball. But if the Saints somewhat keep it close, Allen could just have one of his monster 40 fantasy point games that he has done in the past. Lamar Jackson, this is a top game from week 4. On our slate, Ravens at KC. I think the Ravens are slight favorites. I haven't checked, but I'm assuming they are. Lamar Jackson against the Chiefs, obviously great upside. I do think spending up at running back this week is better than quarterback because we have good value at running back. But overall, all 3 positions, quarterback, running back, and wide receivers, have good value. In my opinion, I don't like Jalen Hurts against Tampa Bay. I think he's overpriced. Still seeing what Jaden Daniels ends up doing for practicing this week. I like Justin Herbert a lot at 7,900. The Chargers are projected for 25.25 points against the Giants. Really good spot for them. Herbert has looked unbelievable in the first 3 weeks. His averages are great, 286 yards, averaging 2 touchdowns a game. So nothing wrong with Herbert at sub 8K. I do think my favorite value play right now is Drake May or Matthew Stafford. 7,100 for Drake May. This Patriots team outside of Drake May is an absolute nightmare for fantasy. Ever since Tom Brady left, this Patriots team has been very unpredictable with wide receivers, running backs. They're running a miserable 3-man running back rotation right now, and it's not working. The receivers, they do have a star veteran, Stephon Diggs, but he's still kind of accommodating for his role for the Patriots. There's plenty of other guys. Drake May is the only guy we can really consider, and he's just a prime example of it being okay drafting a naked Drake May. Naked meaning, pairing no one with Drake May. No receivers, no tight ends, just the quarterback on its own. Drake May has shown he is still kind of early, but he's showing that he is the real deal. He runs, he throws. That's the difference between him and Matthew Stafford is Drake May can run, and that can really open up some extra potential fantasy points. But at 7,100, his price hasn't gone up enough. He's got 6 touchdowns. He's averaging, right around 20 fantasy points, if not a little bit more than 20 fantasy points a week. At 7,100, if he gets anywhere over 16, 17, we're feeling really good. The matchup's great against the Panthers, who rank below average defensively so far. And then Matthew Stafford's awesome, too. The only thing with him is, again, he's not going to run. So for him to hit value, he needs to throw at least 2 touchdowns and throw for over 230 yards, which he should be able to do on Sunday against the Colts. This over-under, I don't think the over-under is even out for the Chiefs and Ravens right now. I think that's going to be the highest over-under. But right now, outside of that, the Rams and Colts game is the highest over-under in week 4 at 49.5 on Sunday. They're slight favorites. I think they're 3.5-point favorites. I do like this line a lot. I think the Rams are going to put it on the Colts. I still don't fully believe in Daniel Jones and the Colts yet. It's hard to, even with the great start they've had this year. But I love Stafford. If you're picking Stafford, you might want to spend up on Nakua as well. Stafford's looked pretty good at 7K. I don't know who I like more, Drake May or Stafford. Maybe lean a little bit more to Drake May because the matchup is just as good and he can run the ball. And then one last guy, he's going to be bare minimum, getting the start. It's come out today on Wednesday when I'm doing this video that Jackson Dart is going to be the starter for the Giants for the rest of the season. I never really understood why they brought in Russell Wilson if they were going to draft Jackson Dart. The whole scenario is very confusing. I wouldn't be surprised if Russell Wilson gets traded because obviously he's not a guy in his career who wants to be a backup on a bench. There's plenty of spots he can fill in for. Bengals, Vikings, few others I'm not thinking of, but Jackson Dart's bare minimum at 6K. He's got a tough matchup against the Chargers, but at 6K, we all saw how good Jackson Dart was in college at Mississippi State. Obviously, first career game's a little sketchy. It's the Giants. It's very risky, but it's worth the price in tournaments if you wanted to go there. He's not a better value play than the prior quarterbacks I listed, though. May, Stafford, Justin Herbert, and the top two guys. We're going to put in Drake May here. For running back, it's kind of the same deal as quarterback. If you want to spend up on these guys, they're in good spots. My favorite spend up is Christian McCaffrey. It's not really close. This guy's workload is insane. He has 32 targets through the air through the first 3 games. He's averaging almost 11 targets a game. And he's got 25 catches in those 3 games. Guy's just an absolute set. He hasn't even been running the ball on the ground well, and he hasn't scored a touchdown. The guy is averaging 19 fantasy points through the first 3 weeks with 0 touchdowns. Sorry, he caught a touchdown in week 2, my bad. But he's going to start getting touchdowns. We all know what he can do. He gets the ball plenty of times in the red zone. He's going to be used so much. 27 touches in week 3. Just insane. He's going to continue to have this workload. Great matchup against the Jaguars. Hard not to be all over McCaffrey. Even at 9,300, I think he ends up being the highest scoring running back on the week. James Cook at 8,500. If you don't pick Josh Allen, it could easily be a James Cook game. He's been cooking. He made the Dolphins look foolish. He made the Jets look foolish. Now he's got a matchup against the Saints where they could be up by 17 points by the second quarter. He could end up getting 27 rush attempts in this game. Keep an eye on James Cook. His price does reflect the matchup and his current form. It is a lot, but he could have another huge game. He's looked great to start this year. I like Amari and Hampton a lot against the Giants. We saw Najee Harris go down with a torn ACL or something non-contact? He's going to get surgery. He's done for the year. You hate to see it, but now Hampton has tons of opportunities to step up as a rookie. Great matchup against the Giants. 7K. We saw him immediately step into that RB1 role when Najee went down in week 3. 19 rushes for 70 yards and a touchdown. 6 catches, 59 yards. He was a guy in college, North Carolina. He could do some receiving, and he was doing that in week 3. Always opens up the door for more fantasy points when your running back can also get catches. So I like Hampton at 7K. He could have a huge game against the Giants. But the best value play on week 4, and it's not close in my opinion, is Cam Skattebo. 5,400. Tracy is doubtful. He got hurt against the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football in week 3. We saw Skattebo step in, another rookie guy. We're seeing a lot of rookies early on in their careers getting big workloads because RB1s are just getting hurt. We saw Tracy get hurt. We saw Najee Harris, not exactly RB1s, but guys that they would be splitting the backfield with. 10 rushes, 60 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. This guy gives 110% effort on every single play. He had 6 catches on 8 targets. We bring it up again, like I've talked about with McCaffrey and Amari and Hampton. Running backs that can get targets and catches just can double their fantasy score at a very quick rate. Love Skattebo at 5,400. We still have Devin Singletary in the backfield for them, but he only had a few handoffs last game. It's clearly going to be Skattebo, especially in the red zone. This guy is a bull when he gets that ball. I love watching this guy play. He's going to be most likely in all of my lineups this week. The value is great. He's priced for Tracy to be playing at 5,400. Cam Scoutaboo is the value play at running back. Wide receiver, if you're picking Stafford, you don't even have to be picking Stafford, but Puka Nacua by far has the highest receiving yard prop this week. It's like 93.5. No other guy even touches 80. So Puka, even though he's 9,400, if you can get there, if you can find some cheap spots, go for it. He's my favorite spend up. Even though he's, $1,000 to $500 more than St. Brown, Neighbors, Nico Collins, I like Nacua against the Colts. He has been an absolute animal. Going back to what I was saying with McCaffrey, a guy scoring almost 20, right around 20 fantasy points without scoring touchdowns is insane. His target share is crazy. Clearly, Stafford is all over Puka Nacua, averaging 22 fantasy points per game. Love him even at 9,400. But my value play this week, we're going to go a little cheaper. I forget who it was. Oh, it's the guy I pick every week. I don't understand what FanDuel's doing. I like to try to get different every week, but if a guy's going to never change in price, I'm going to continue to put him in all my lineups. It's Ted McMillan. He dropped down to 5,800 now. Awesome matchup against the Patriots. Now, I don't know if Christian Gonzalez is going to be playing this week. I haven't seen anything on it. We'll obviously get more news towards the end of the week, because that makes a difference, because Gonzalez would be on him. But even if Gonzalez comes back, it'll be his first game back, first game of the season, could be a little rusty. It won't take me off of McMillan, and then obviously if Gonzalez is out again, this is an unbelievable matchup for McMillan. Unfortunately, the Panthers defense scored early last week. They got a huge lead. They ended up, shocking, probably the biggest shock, second biggest shock on the week 3 slate behind the Browns beating the Packers. But Panthers probably going to play from behind in most games this year. He ended up not being needed in the second half because they were up by, 3 scores. Falcons couldn't score. He got those 48 yards pretty quick on a few catches. If the game script pans out like it should, the Panthers will be it'll either be a close game or the Panthers will be down to the Patriots in this game. McMillan at 5,800 is just wrong. His prop receiving yard line again is 63, 64 yards. It just doesn't reflect the price. Really like McMillan once again this week. What's this questionable tag? Is FanDuel trolling me? What is this? That was not there. There's no note on it. I don't know. Again, I'm doing this video early in the week. Especially Wednesday, news reports and teams love putting questionable tags on guys when they're limited in practice. It doesn't matter. Most of these guys end up playing. It says undisclosed. I did not see that before, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that. If something crazy happens, this will obviously change, but McMillan, assuming he's a full go, is an awesome value play at wide receiver. For my Guru credit code, go to my website. This is where you get all your NFL and, within a month, NBA lineups, MLB too. We got the playoffs coming up too. MLB playoffs is awesome. But all your main slate lineups, NFL, you get more than just the main slate. But you get Guru credits. You buy them at the shop. You get them when you make an account, and you get them through these promo videos where I put a code in. Go to the shop page where you buy these usual credits. These credits are used on my FanDuel and DraftKings lineups. This week's code is Week 4 NFL 25. For the year, all caps, Week 4 NFL 25. You'll get 20 free Guru credits into your balance after a few seconds. Again, just like this video, I do appreciate you guys for stopping by. Tight end, I don't know. It's weird this week. You could look at Kelsey. He's trying to get more involved. I can never trust him. Bowers, good matchup against the Bears. Don't mind him at sub 7K. I like Tyler Warren the most right now. 5,800. It could easily change. Hunter Henry had 2 touchdowns last week. Good matchup. If you pick Drake May, Hunter Henry might be the most reliable receiver for Drake May right now at only 5,500. Don't mind him. Dalton Kincaid could always have a 2-touchdown game against the Saints. Juwan Johnson, it's the Saints, but the game script's going to work. They're going to be down. They're going to be throwing. He gets his targets. He has 29 targets through the first 3 weeks. So you could go with him. The matchup's bad, but the game script's good. Laporta against the Browns, who knows? That was another thing I wanted to mention with the expensive running backs. Other than James Cook, I love Jahmyr Gibbs again too. He just went off in week 3 against the Ravens, 22 rushes, 5 receptions. So, he falls into that category with James Cook. Not to get too sidetracked, but wanted to mention Jahmyr Gibbs as well. Tyler Warren, though, 5,800, pretty good. Obviously getting a lot of targets for the Colts from Daniel Jones. 21 targets through the first 3 weeks. Don't mind him. If you wanted to get cheaper, depending on if Isaiah Likely is out again, we have to see. Mark Andrews would be a great play at 5,300. He finally broke through in week 3. They made it a clear-cut game plan to get him the ball and not Zay Flowers the ball, because that screwed me over big time. I had a lot of Zay Flowers in that Monday Night Football game. He did absolutely nothing. 6 catches, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. That looks like the old Mark Andrews. 24 fantasy points. Great price on him. Again, probably need to see Isaiah Likely to be out for that to really catch my eye. And then there's not much outside of that. I do like Warren, though. As of right now, that could change at tight end. Tight end's a tricky position. Brock Bowers for $900 more is not a bad idea either. Then for defense, if you wanted to go really cheap, there's not much I like this week. Can't pick the Saints, can't pick the Browns, can't pick... I guess you could pick the Buccaneers against the Eagles. Their defenses looked okay. Bare minimum almost, but I don't love it. I don't love the Giants. I don't like the Panthers. I don't like the Raiders. Falcons you could do with if Mariota's starting again for the Commanders, even though he looked good. The Falcons are at home. It's a cheap price. No, maybe the Titans. The Texans have looked awful, but I don't love it. My first defense that pops up to me is the Houston Texans against the Titans. They're still, running this rookie quarterback, Cam Ward. They're still trying to figure things out in week 4. I do like the Texans defense. That could easily change, though. Don't overthink the defense. Kind of just build out your lineup and see where you fall. As we saw last week, any team can score a defensive touchdown. It's kind of luck. You just don't want them giving up a ton of points. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Let's crush it in week 4. Like the video, subscribe. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.